I get out of college and I got this job directing shitty cable commercials, like the local ads that you see with the guy from the pizza place. We've been in business for 40 years. And the reason why I took the job was because I was really poor. My parents worked 5 jobs between the 2 of them. They didn't make any money. I had no connections, and I could steal this company's equipment and make my own movies at night. So I made Columbus Day weekend, and I got a call, it was an email from a guy who worked in the mailroom at a major talent agency, and he's like, I went to high school with you, I think, and I just walked by this office, and all these agents were laughing at Jason and Michael Myers hugging and kissing, and your name was on it. He's like, do you have a feature? And I wrote back, what's a feature? He said, it's that but longer. I'm like, how much longer can they be gay for? And he said, no, not that, something else. So I flew out to LA with all my copies of Columbus Day weekend, and I'm ready to meet with a talent agent. They wouldn't let me in the fucking building. Nobody talked to me, and I saved up forever to get to go to LA. And I'm standing on the Sunset Strip at Tower Records because I wanted to see the whiskey and the rainbow, and I'm thinking, fuck this place, I'm never coming back here. And I look up, and there's a sign at Tower Records that says, tonight at 7, meet Dee Snider from Twisted Sister. So I go running and I cut the line and I'm like, dude, I'm sorry to make you wait all day, he's my best friend, I can talk to him, this is really important. And the kids let me cut, probably because I was so weird, they're like, all right, you know. So I get in and they're like, to meet Dee, you need to buy Strangeland on DVD. Swear to God, what's a DVD? It's this, it's new technology. I can't afford that. I put it on my credit card. It was 40 years before I could afford to buy a DVD player. And I get up in front of him, I hand him the DVD, and I say, my name's Adam Green. And he looks at me and takes his sunglasses off and he goes, what are you doing in LA? I'm like, I made this short film where Jason and Michael Myers are gay. And he says, what the fuck? I'm like, and I went to this agency and they wouldn't talk to me. And he's like, well, you know what you're going to do? I said, what? He's like, you're going to go make a feature. I said, I have no money. He said, steal the equipment and make a feature. You can do this. So I flew back home, I started stealing the equipment, and I made a feature film for $400 called Coffee and Donuts. And halfway through shooting Coffee and Donuts, I got caught by my boss. I would steal equipment overnight and bring it back. And he said to me, if you touch the equipment again, I'm going to prosecute you, and you're going to jail. So that night, Time Warner Cable had this luxury box where they did all the concerts, so all the shit bands that nobody wanted to see went to Adam Green. So they would be like, oh, Slayer, Adam Green, Metallica, what the fuck, Adam Green. So that night I got to see Poison. And when I'm walking past the backstage area, thank you, and Brett Michaels thanks you too. And as we're walking past the backstage area, all these kids are yelling Dee. And I look, and there's Dee Snider. He just started his radio show, he was hosting. I wave to him, he pulls me over, and he says, how's your movie coming? I said, not good. I got caught stealing equipment. My dad's a gym teacher, I suck. And he says, well, you know what you're going to do? You're going to keep stealing that equipment, you're going to tell your boss to go fuck himself, and you're going to go back to LA. I said, that's right. I finished Coffee and Donuts, it wins Best Picture in a Film Festival. Disney buys it to turn it into a sitcom that Tom Shady acts, so I should not have just taken a dig at Evan Almighty, I'm sorry. Tom produces it, and I wrote it, and I had arrived in Hollywood. While I was waiting to get my notes back in Coffee and Donuts, now this is 5 years later, I couldn't sleep, and I wrote Hatchet in 3 days. And obviously not the version you guys saw, I was rewritten a bunch after that because the first version didn't really make much sense. But I wrote it. And my agent told me this will never get made, throw it out, don't show this to anybody, it's embarrassing. Thank you for the support, sir. And why do you take 10%? And so I ended up getting Hatchet made. Sarah Elbert, the one growing up I talked about before, she produced the Friday the 13th box set. She knew John Buechler. She brought it to him. He brought it to Kane Hodder. We got it put together. We made a mock trailer. 2 years later, we're there in the swamp shooting it. And we find out, after the movie was done, my talent agency passed on repping it. They wouldn't even send it out anywhere. They said, this movie will never get into a film festival. 2 weeks later, New York Times, LA Times, and Variety, the biggest hit of the Tribeca Film Festival is going to be Hatchet. That's what everybody's saying. So I fly to Tribeca, and I get an email from a guy in the effects shop that says, you know, there's somebody you should tell about this. And I email Dee Snider. And he stole Dee Snider's personal email address. I emailed him, told him the whole story. I made a movie, got to Tribeca. I'm having my first premiere, and I'm going. Thanks for everything. I'm at Tribeca, and there's a red carpet out front. All the actors are doing it because they like that shit. I'm hiding in a pizza place across the street growing up. And my cell phone rings. So I'm like, hello, Adam. Yeah, it's Dee Snider. What's up, man? Do you still want to rock? And He says, where are you? I said, I'm in New York at the Tribeca Film Festival. He said, no, where are you? In a pizza bathroom? He said, look outside. Gray limo pulls up in front of the Hatchet premiere. And Dee gets out with his whole family and walks me down the red carpet to my first premiere. And so... So I can't stress enough to you how much I love this film and how much went into making it, and that what you're seeing isn't just a horror movie, it's an 8-year-old kid with no money and nothing but a twisted sister Dave seeing every one of his dreams come true. And if I can do it, so can you. Everybody out there who's trying and struggling, you can do it. So you can do it. So we're going to stop here because there's another movie that has to start, but I didn't come here to watch the movie. I'd already seen it. It's fucking brilliant. I'm going to be outside, and I'll stand out there until 7 in the morning if I have to talk to every one of you, so please come say hello. We have some posters to get out for everybody who stayed, and I guess that's it. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
That's great, loved it. If I hadn't seen it today, I probably would go see it in the theaters.
You would have gone to see it in the theaters?
For sure.
Old school, brilliant. To revive the genre is amazing. I am astounded.
I thought it was great. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm happy they finally got a good horror movie like that out for a while.
Would you have gone to see it in the theaters?
Yeah.
I will, man. Yeah, no, I will. But don't worry, I'm going to bring to this for sure.
The movie was absolutely dope, folks. Anybody that likes old school genre horror movies, this is absolutely straight up what you need to go watch, man. Honestly, it was a blast throughout. Everyone was screaming from the beginning of the movie to the end. You will not be disappointed at all.
I thought it was a lot of fun. I went in expecting the type of movie it was. I wasn't expecting it to be incredibly serious or or incredibly deep. I just was expecting all out fun, and that's exactly what it delivered. Action, adventure, there were thrills. The guy did a great job putting it together, and I look forward to the sequel.